Hey guys, Macky here. Welcome to Blues Fan TV. I'm going to be doing a quick review of the City game. Apologies, I actually wasn't able to do it after the game. It was very hectic outside the Etihad, and obviously we didn't have the lovely Leonie doing fan cams either. And then I actually want to talk about our Brighton game tomorrow, just for a bit as well. Yeah, so welcome. So starting off, I'm going to talk about our performance. Champions of Europe versus Champions of England, two very, very strong teams. And I went in there thinking that we actually had a chance. I wasn't the only one. I mean, I wanted to outclass them, and unfortunately we weren't able to do that. Not many teams are able to do that against City because they are just that good. They are absolutely world class, and unfortunately we didn't get the better of them. Thank God we did in the more important game. I feel like that's the only thing that we can sort of say to make ourselves feel better, but it's the truth. And we've played them twice since the Champions League final, and we've lost both of them. But I take the Champions League final win over two Premier League wins. Also, that being said, even if we did beat them and we got the 3 points, they're still so far ahead of everyone that the league is likely theirs anyway. So yeah, in terms of our performance, I think our defence was on fire. I think that was very obvious. Everyone could see that. We were defending really, really, really well. And a lot of you were saying that Mendy wouldn't have let in De Bruyne's goal, but I disagree with that. I think Kev had a fantastic game, and the City players had a few shots and he saved all of them bar one, which is Kevin De Bruyne. He's got an amazing, amazing kick, and I don't blame Kev for letting it in. I don't think he would have got that. I don't think Mendy would have got there. On the whole, though, I think our defence did fantastic. And what let our defence down was our attack, our front three. They just were not good enough. And, in terms of Ziyech and Pulisic, a lot of people, I feel like our fan base is very split on these two players. My opinion on both of them is that they are both such naturally talented and gifted footballers. They're both, we all can see that they've got the ability, but they're just not consistent, and they're not consistent at Chelsea. Pulisic, obviously, he's been injured for half the time, so that's probably why. It's really, really hard when you keep getting injured and coming back and trying to perform at the best of your level, and it's not really working out for him right now. Ziyech as well, he's come in and he hasn't really had a consistent time with us. He will play and he will score goals, but then he'll also play other games where he just won't really do anything. And I'm not really Ziyech and Pulisic out like a lot of you guys are. A lot of you want them out. A lot of you want them in as well. I just think we're going to keep them as long as the manager wants them and see what he can do with them. I trust in them. As long as they're at Chelsea, I trust in them because it's obvious that they're working hard and they, as far as we are aware, want to play at the team. Unlike a certain striker that we've got, Lukaku, which, you know what, when everything happened, when all that stuff happened with Lukaku, it was about 2 weeks ago now, I was really distraught about it all, and I obviously wasn't his biggest fan, but I still thought that he was going to perform for us. Watching him live at the Etihad on Saturday, he was just awful. He was walking around the pitch. He wasn't getting into any positions. He had no spatial awareness whatsoever. He was hiding behind John Stones for the entire game. I was screaming at him from the stands, just move, just move. There were so many times when a winger was running up the pitch with the ball and Lukaku was nowhere. He was just hiding behind City players, and his performance was absolutely, it was just so poor, and I'm extremely, extremely disappointed in him. He's really, really let us down, and we needed him yesterday, and he was absolutely nowhere to be seen. It's obvious that he doesn't want to be at the club. More reports are coming out that he's saying that he's not happy at Chelsea. The situation, again, on top of the ones that have come out a few weeks ago. And no, I'm really, really not having it. I'm really not his biggest fan at all right now, and I wouldn't mind if he left. And I think the front three that we need to push for, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, those three, as our front three, have proven last season to win us the Champions League. They are so good, and so many, you know what, the thing about Timo Werner is he went through a stage where he was not performing really well, and he was getting a lot of hate from all fan bases, including our fan base. But never once did he do what Lukaku did. Never once did Timo show unprofessionalism and schedule an interview behind the club's back, behind the manager's back, and complain about the situation and saying he's not happy. He never did that. He pulled through, and he's trying so hard consistently to just do as best as he can for the club. And that's why I'm backing Timo over Lukaku, and I don't really want to hear anything else about Lukaku right now. In terms of playing Brighton tomorrow, I think we can go in confidently, positively. Obviously, they got the better of us at home, and obviously Graham Potter is an incredible manager. He's doing a great job at Brighton, but we are obviously the better team, and I think we can hope for a win. You never know what can happen these days in football, but I'm expecting a win. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd say is keep our lineup the same. I mean, I know when Tuchel played the back four against Spurs, it worked and we played well, but that was against a weakened Spurs. We've got to remember that. They are not the best team right now. I think what we need is to keep our lineup the same and stop switching up. You know, we're not like City, who can do this every week, who can change the lineup every week, who can deal with COVID and injuries. We can't deal with that. We need, what won us the Champions League last season was Tuchel came in and he did the 3-4-3. And it was rigid, and you know, all the players knew the team, they knew their job, they knew what job they had to do, and that is what works for us. And I think that's what Tuchel needs to do this season. It's been really hard for us with all the players out, and I don't think switching up the lineup is going to help that. That's just my personal opinion though, because we all saw how well that lineup did last season, and yeah, each player knew what they had to do. You know, we're not like City where you can switch everything up. We're not. I don't think we're like that. But that's just my opinion. In terms of the league, I think we can say goodbye to winning it. Our hopes for that are pretty much gone. I mean, it's not impossible, but it would take a lot. It would take City to just fall off, which is just obviously not going to happen. It would take like half their team to be injured, which again is very, very unlikely. Not impossible, but very, very unlikely. The chances of that aren't very high. I think we can hope for top four. We can stick for top four. I think that's a very realistic target for us in terms of the Premier League. Hope to win a domestic cup as well. We're in the Carabao Cup final. We're still in the FA Cup as well. I think we should definitely prioritise getting a domestic cup because I love winning a domestic cup. They mean so much to me, especially the FA Cup, considering how old it is, and considering that for the past 2 years we've made it to the final and haven't been able to win, which isn't nice. And UCL chances. I mean, you can win the Champions League 2 years in a row. We can't forget about that. It is possible, it's doable, and with our team, maybe we can do it again and make history, and that would be absolutely fantastic if we could do that. What do you guys think? Do you think we can win the Champions League again, or not really, or is that too unrealistic? We've got the team to do it. Did it last year, and I think we could do it again this year. But yeah, as far as the Premier League is concerned, I wouldn't get our hopes up for winning it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna cut this video off here. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.